I just want to point to, I mean, this, when you become a member of parliament, you take an oath to follow the rule of law, and that means the Canadian Constitution. And part of the Constitution includes Indigenous inherent and treaty rights. Certainly we see over 200 court rulings that have ruled in the favor of Indigenous nations in Canada around supporting those rights, and that includes the free, prior, and informed consent over decisions impacting lands. One of the things that this government has committed to is to the full adoption and implementation of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Bulldozing projects without consent certainly does not respect that. Not only that, we rarely hear Article 25 in the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People discussed, which is Indigenous people's right to maintain their spiritual connections with lands. We see in many communities, certainly in Alberta, as a result of aggressive resource extraction, it has posed issues to maintain that spiritual connection with lands, and actually impeded on treaty rights such as hunting and fishing. So places like the Beaver Lake Cree Nation in Alberta are currently in court with the federal government, talking about how this aggressive development has violated their treaty rights to hunt and fish. So I think, how are we going to stop it? I think certainly looking at some of the actions around the country, but not forgetting that this, members of parliament, and certainly the Prime Minister of Canada, has pledged an oath to follow the rule of law, and that means the Canadian Constitution. And I think it's important that we hold him to that, and we hold him to ensure that he respects fundamental human rights, and certainly the fundamental human rights of all Canadians, and that includes Indigenous peoples on Turtle Island.